All right, folks, we are back here this Wednesday. I'm losing track of my weekdays. This Wednesday afternoon, May 20th. Great to have all of us back, though, inside our live trading room. Kathleen, John, Michael, Jeff. Got to see Grant just a moment ago. All of us just back inside our live trading room. Great to have you there. Great to have all of us back on social media before I start tripping up over my words, getting my tongue tied. Down below on the bottom right, or bottom left, I should say, at cybertradingu right there on the bottom. If you're new to social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. Motor mouth today. Got to keep myself hydrated. Got some water. Got a nice cold pressed juice as well. What do we got here? Orange, grapefruit, ginger, lemon. You got to keep myself healthy. Got to keep myself hydrated. But we got class on ahead too at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So the phase 2 stock course lined up at 3:05 Eastern. Break out the old PowerPoint one more time here. Always like to show this if you're on social media as well, if you're not familiar with our education, let alone our trading room. So coming up later on today, class, we're going to be talking more about historical charting, but this time with like the indices, the S&P, the NASDAQ Dow, looking at the ETFs. You're definitely focused more on some larger cap stocks too, but more in relation to the overall markets, basically, we'll say. How to anticipate better moves within the markets by simple charting, right? So we'll discuss that. SPRO, hey, it's still trying to squeeze up a little bit here. Higher lows since 12 o'clock or a little bit in the afternoon. Actually, you could even say since 10 o'clock in the morning, started to build back with higher lows, and it still hasn't broken resistance yet, but has a good order book. I'll put this on our watch list if you want me to here for the afternoon so far. Makes the cut. More so than anything, we were focused on the Bitcoin trade just earlier, continuing to kind of drop off. We're kind of giving speculation, ideas as far as what might happen heading into the next few days. So just be careful for a lower low. That's kind of where I'll leave it at that for now. But, what else did we do pretty well on just before here? We did pretty good on Joby, J-O-B-Y. Nice stock that's still near the high of the day. This had a pretty good pre-market push early in the morning right here, and then ended up just taking off immediately after the open. So the good part about this, obviously, it's easy to say now, but it's a lot closer to the highs than it is at the lows and at the open. So even after this brutal shakedown where it tanked, thankfully it made a slingshot, built the higher lows again, and here we are now. So Joby, J-O-B-Y, is the better of the two here today, but we've done exceptionally well long term as well, like on the swing side of things, on Archer, ACHR. So just today, at least, Joby is just taken off. J-O-B-Y. They're drone stocks. There's more specific, name than that. I think it's like VETOL, something like that. Is something to do with drones and aircrafts. But basically to say this one here taking us into the afternoon, looking pretty strong. You got resistance a little bit here ahead at 910, about 23,000 share seller. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more volume at $9 here if it hasn't already gotten filled. Yeah, no, already got filled here. You could tell this giant spike of volume. That's when this ended up piercing over $9 here again. So you already had about like 900,000 shares of volume that got filled a moment ago at this price. So the more it keeps pressing up against it, it should lead to a better move. And actually a better move on the swing side of things here as well. We've been waiting for this resistance area to get broken over, even back from the end of last year. I remember this because I was trying to play Joby as Fausto was playing Archer. One moved up, the other didn't. So, this fell at the time, and maybe now will be the better opportunity in the coming days or week. But I'll put this on our watch list here, Joby. All right, now what we'll do just really quickly, just to kind of conserve time, for any of the better trades that we called out from the morning, we'll just recap them as we, go from top to bottom here. We'll build up our watch list, but we'll see what we got. Yeah, Samsung VTOL, virtual takeoff and landing. Yeah, I had that on Google earlier. Just my dyslexia. Right? I got a little dyslexia. So it tripped me up there for a moment. VTOL. All right. See what we got here now. Hollow. Yeah, this is pretty much one of our better trades today, if not our best altogether. So it's up 85% now at this point, but just before, I was on a coaching call with one of our traders here in our room, one of our gold students, Bob, and basically just saying to you guys, we were looking to see Hollow flip 1080 to $11 from resistance into support. I still have my lines and my artwork here from the coaching session. So far, so good. Now, real quick, much like we always teach in class, that's one of my famous catchphrases. So it's like I compare myself at times to like one of those drawstring dolls. You pull the string from the back, you say the same 5 or 4 catchphrases over and over. So this is something that you frequently hear me ask you to say. But for Roberto, Grant, Sam, and all of us here, hey, if this is such a big resistance, such a big level, then simply put, what should we be getting shortly after the break of it? If this is so much buying here to break above this resistance, simply put, what should we be getting off of it? Margaret, there we go. A big move, right? I don't know if this is as big of a move as we've had from like, $9 or from $8 here, right? Not to say it's just going to keep moving perfectly at the same pace, but you expect to see a better reaction than what we've gotten here so far. As long as it does the job and retains higher lows and holds support here, then there's a fighting chance. So I'll put this on our list for sure. I mean, it's hard not to here at this point still. But as I go through this meeting, and I'm not trying to wish this shit into existence, I'm not really trying to be that negative here. But if we come back and this thing just tanks, it's not going to shock me, right? This thing needs to really start pushing pretty quick. We've been waiting on that in our coaching program today, myself and Bob. I was working with another trader on it earlier, but not like as it was pushing up at that point. HYLN, kind of on the other side of the coin, where Hollow's a crazy stock, category 5 type of stock. HYLN, good spread, good order book, pretty liquid. You got resistance here, roughly around 181, about 42,000. Funky looking daily chart. Moving up a little bit, spiked down, had a crazy pre-market move here this morning and tanked. And here we are back up again here today. It's like going through the spin cycle, doing your laundry. All right, I'll tell you, you got a little resistance here, right around 168, 167. It was poking it, made good at first, but then tanked. If it just kind of holds there as resistance this afternoon, it wouldn't shock me. I hope it breaks out, but you know what? I'll put it on our list for the time being. Doesn't hurt for us to put this on our list, but see if there's anything moving even better. EGAE dead, SGD dead, Jobby not dead. That's on our list, on the way up to that 9 level, as we had said. Keep going through. Let me actually just filter this out with volume. Weed out all the like the low volume crap. PACB, this is looking pretty good. Nice move here. Now, this stock we're very familiar with inside our live trading room. Myself in particular, this was one of the crazier trades I've hit like in a long time, even like one of my best trades ever. It's got to be this one. You know what's funny? They did the reverse split. They did a reverse split on this stock, I believe. Oh, no. This is it. This is it right here. This is the candle. There we go. Perfect. All right. So this was, I guess, back in 2022. So we called the stock out, made like a big run up, but it just kept going and going and going and going. And we ended up identifying resistance. It was like at $14, a little over 14, like just did exactly this, hit the high here. And look at this wick though. So it goes all over about how to find your levels, and especially looking at the long-term chart. So we had called this out on this day. I remember I was with one of our students. I think it was Bill at the time. It was right around like $14, came right back down, and this stock was easy to borrow. So this actually was a great long, great short, and one of the crazier moves actually I could recall. So I don't think it's going to make that type of run again, but for today at least, it's looking pretty nice. So I'll add it. Let's see what else we can grab here, though. Got box. Nice move up earlier today. Actually, I missed this one. Didn't even realize this. This could have been a takeable move, breaking higher highs, flipping into support. Once again here. Right now, it's more exhausted, though. Didn't really trade this, unfortunately. Would have been a good move. ONDS drone stock. I'm reluctant on this. Made money on this back from the end of last year. Great day trade, good swing trade here at the time, but failed to make a higher high and came back down. Got out before the crash, but look how bad it dropped. So if you're talking about health in a company, looking at the long-term chart, Jobby's making that great gap up and move today, so it's definitely looking a lot better as a swing. Archer's been a great swing. ONDS has not been a great swing. So there's a tail between a lot of these different trades that just look at the long-term graph. So it's up a little bit here. I'm not as jumpy to put this on our watch list right now. Better trades out there, I feel. LITM, even this has a bit of a thin order book. It's going up a little bit. If you want me to come back to this at the end of the meeting, I will. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you, stock. Now, obviously, I got to make my dad joke there. Unity Software made a nice little push earlier today. Pulling back now. If you're just hoping it bounces right now, there's still time, I guess. But right now, I think that we'll kind of pass on it for the time being. We'll come back to it if it wants to come back up. Edit, MVIS, Cold, just a bunch of familiar names. Let's see. Kind of near 5% already. There isn't really much else that I'm like looking at that's a great name. This RCKT trade got crushed yesterday or the day before. So I think this is down like 70%. Maybe there could be a dead cat bounce to it where it ends up squeezing up a little bit, but this isn't really doing too much for us here. So I'll pass. All right. We got PMBK hopping over to the loser side here. Jump over to TEM right away. TEM, Pelosi stock, actually probably isn't her stock anymore. She's such a good trader. She probably got out before this whole thing happened. But we ended up having a short report coming out today on TEM, Tempest AI. So a company came out basically like a firm saying, oh, we're short. Oh, this company's shit. They're not worth anything. Their AI is only about 2% of the revenue. Where is it? Right here. It's pretty much the whole article you could read up on. But Spruce Point Capital, I never heard of them until now. A couple of names stick with you over time that you're familiar with. But, a whole report here saying why they're not a good company, blah, 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 blah. So, point being, they got crushed today. They're down a lot. They're near the lows. So, I'll put them on our list absolutely as a potential short. Pelosi didn't sell yet, then it might be a good bounce over time. I'm serious when I say that. Eventually, you might see support build and push back up. But yeah, I'll put this on our watch list for the time being. Lower high still. I want to give respect to that. TEMT is like the ETF. So I kind of skipped ahead to the equity. I guess this is a 2x leveraged ETF. I don't have a great need to trade the ETF. It's not trading as much volume. TEM is trading a lot today. Rather focus on that. Bitcoin down a little bit, as we had said. Ethereum down a bit here. SBET down about 15%. Not surprising. Pony, after a good run that we had on this stock yesterday, what happened? This might be like based off of news. This got crushed as well. So like news that came out on Pony. Plunges Wednesday. What's going on? Despite no new company-specific updates. Maybe someone's going to do a short report on them. Who knows? But that's a lot, though. That's a big drop-off, right? Wiped out all their gains from yesterday. It's volatile enough where, like, right now it's bouncing back up a little bit. If someone was, like, really watching this earlier, maybe there's a chance to jump in and get 50 cents. But we're going to pass on it now. Not a great need to add that to our list. GameStop down a bit here today. We're going to just keep our eyes on that throughout this week, day to day pretty much. But right now we'll pass. And I'll tell you, what else we got? PDD. Ooh, this actually looks pretty good. Pulling back down towards yesterday's like low of the day pretty much right around here, around 97.30-ish or so, based out here after the market opened up yesterday. I like this. Wow, good find. There we go. Pinduoduo coming off bad earnings yesterday. Still could be a good short. We'd said that support on this trade was around $90, $89. So there could be more downside here. I like it. All right, Grant, Michael, Pat, Sam, Kathleen, all of us here inside the live trading room. Let me know any other trades you want me to look at here before we finish up. Just let me know in the chat. QBTS is at high of the day, says Sam. Yeah, it's a little slow, though. It's not up or down a whole lot, really, so I'm not as interested generally for a day trade, but definitely a good swing trade chart still. If you're looking at it as a swing trade, maybe you just want to see it hold over the low from the other day here. Was that back on the 23rd, Friday? Like 1760. It's kind of there right now. So if you're looking at that as a swing trade, just keep that in mind. It needs to look to remain over this as support. Once it cracks under it, that's not good. Hollow later making a little money on that right now. That's like, yeah, that's getting a little hairy, a little choppy. It's still retaining higher lows, thankfully, by like a thread, but it definitely needs to make a pop now at this point, like we said before. Let me see. I think that's just about it here, folks. We'll check out Benzinga Pro before we finish up. VVPR up a little bit here right now. SGBX. I don't know. Maybe we'll see those. Let's see what we got here. VVPR. Nope. When I'm getting stocks looking like this, that's pretty much my cue to, wrap things up here. Call it a wrap here. Yep, that just about does it, folks. We're not putting any of these on our watch list right now. All right, so hey, best of luck trading going into the close. If you're not a student, if you're not joining me in class coming up with the phase 2, again, though, we got our intermediate-based class on ahead here. So best of luck trading to all of us here. But I see a bunch of us right now: Grant, Michael, Margaret, Leda, Kathleen, Barbara, Roseanne, Jeff. Got a lot of us here that are silver, gold, platinum, or diamond level C2 students. You have access to this class coming on up ahead. So allow me to untie my tongue. I'll be good to go here coming up just at 3:05 Eastern, and I'll see you there. All right. For all of us on social media, at least Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, all of us there. Otherwise, at cybertradingu, as I like to say, be a friend, tell a friend, spread the good word of what we teach here at CTU. Following the big orders out there, level 3, level 4. But we're on here live each and every morning, each and every afternoon. It all starts with subscribing on our YouTube channel down below. So, hey, otherwise, we look forward to having you eventually join us inside our live trading room. But, for all of us there right now, best of luck trading here, and we'll be back on in just a moment. Take care.